Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I wanted to help remind you that no matter what you're going through right now, you can still have a good day. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of It's a Good Day podcast. How you been? How's your week been? My week has been pretty dang good. If you have not already, go and check out my podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. If you go back and check out last episode, you will listen to everything and anything about the journey that Santiago and I have been on regarding him joining the Air Force. That was a pretty intense episode for me, and that's not the only one that you guys are going to be hearing. You guys are going to be hearing a lot more because he does leave fairly soon, and I'm going to be an emotional wreck. So, you guys are going to go on that journey with me, and I'm so excited. Let's discuss the elephant in the room. Why the heck am I in my car? This is the first of a little series that I want to do called Why the Heck Am I Here? And you don't need to think too hard into that question. I know why God has placed me on this earth. Actually, I'm still trying to figure that out. But it's not that kind of why the heck am I here? It is why the heck am I physically here in my car? It's not always going to be in my car, but this episode in particular is in my car. Yeah, so if you're watching this, you will see that I am not on my couch. But if you're listening to this, then you won't know where I am unless I say where I am, which is in my car. So this episode, we are going to be discussing my problems and my anxiety when it comes to driving. We're going to be talking about how I hate driving. We're going to be talking about how I'm the absolute best driver in the whole wide world. And we're also going to be talking about how driving gives me the most anxiety, but being in my car helps me conquer some of those feelings. And we're going to be talking about that this episode because I know there's plenty of us who need a good car worship session in order to get through the day. And that is a big reason that I get in my car. But we're going to get into that during the episode. So let's just start it off. Let's talk about why I hate driving. I haven't always hated driving. Okay, maybe I have. So when I first got my driver's license, I actually failed the test. Not once, but twice. It took me 3 times to get my license. And that's not even my fault. It was literally the car I was in. I don't care for driving because I don't like people on the road. When I got my driver's license, I was living in Florida, and now I'm living in Iowa. And let me just tell you, drivers from Florida versus drivers from Iowa are two totally different things, okay? I don't understand, and this is the most infuriating thing to me ever in the whole wide world. I don't understand why in Iowa, if you give me a straight long road that goes for like 10 miles, why the heck am I going 45? Why? Why am I going 45 miles an hour if it is a long stretch of road that goes for like 10 miles and I'm in the middle of absolute nowhere? That makes no sense to me at all, and it actually kind of angers me too. I just get very frustrated when I have to abide to the laws. Like, that makes me so angry. I just wish that there were certain people, me, who could get away with things, me, and didn't have to listen to federal law. Me. And another thing in Iowa that I hate is that I have to look out for deer. Deer! That was not an issue in Florida. At least where I was in Florida, we didn't have to look out for deer. Like, I think that's absolutely obnoxious. Why? Like, Bambi, stay where you're supposed to stay. Don't get in my lane, okay? When I'm driving at night, my worry should not be if a deer is gonna hop out and crash my car. Okay, I don't get that. I don't like it. It makes me angry, and that's why when I drive at night, I don't drive at night. I make Santiago drive at night because with my luck, I could be in the middle of the city and a deer would still jump out. That would just be my luck, and then I would be a very angry camper. Another thing that I don't like that brings me a lot of anxiety is like driving next to semi-trucks or going over curves. I have this weird thing, and poor Santiago's always like, "You're so strange," but it's the truth. I don't like driving on curves or changing lanes when I'm curving the car. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm on the interstate or if I'm getting off an exit, if I'm having to curve a little bit, not a straight up turn, like you're swerving a little, you're curving to get around the curve, gives me so much anxiety to even try to move to another lane. Who's behind me? I can't see you. I'm using my mirrors, but I'm short, and I think there's someone in the way, and I'm gonna crash, and I'm gonna die. I don't do well under pressure when driving. So why the heck do I have a driver's license? that might be what you're asking, but that brings me to my next point. I am the absolute best driver, okay? Ugh. Like, listen, like I said in the beginning, did I pass my test right away? No, I didn't. But am I surviving while I drive? Yes, I am. And if you get in my passenger seat, you will not die. You will have the ride of your life, but you will not die, okay? I don't like I said, I don't like driving next to people because, one, they can look into your window and give you dirty looks. Don't give me a dirty look. I'm not the one driving crazy. Obviously you are, because you have the time to look at me like a psycho. Okay. So yes, I didn't get my license on the first try or even the second try, but I did eventually get my license. Did I cry a lot? Absolutely I cried. Let's actually talk about that for a second, because I degraded myself. I was in high school and I thought I was the worst person in the whole wide world because I failed my driver's test 2 times. Like, I give myself the hardest time. I kept telling myself I was the worst. I kept telling myself that I would never get a driver's license, and I just was so hard on myself. And now I look back and I feel so bad, but I also feel foolish because I cried over a driver's test. Like, there are a lot of people that don't drive, and they are very successful. What am I doing? I always tell people that I get my aggressive driving from when I was in Florida, because when you live in Florida, you have to be an aggressive driver. Like, people don't... What? Like, especially if you know I-4. If you have ever driven on I-4, you understand why you have to be an aggressive driver. If you are not an aggressive driver, you will not survive on I-4. Like, you just... And I like Florida when you drive because everyone's going 80 on, like, a 65. And because we're all going 80, like, they can't pull all of us over. They can't do it. But here in Iowa, everyone's like, oh, we gotta go 45 on this 75 mile per hour highway. Oh, that makes me so mad. Here's another thing. I have so much passion about how I drive and how others drive that it gives me anxiety. Like, I give myself anxiety when I'm driving. And I know I'm doing a lot of laughing during this episode, but it's the honest truth. I will get home and I will be shaking from all the aggression and all the anger and everything that brings me on the road. And, like, it seems like a silly topic, but this is a real fear for a lot of people. And, like, driving your car, that is a scary thing for a lot of people. And for the longest time, I didn't want to drive. I was scared of driving. And then, like I said, I failed my test twice, and that was even more of a reason for me to be scared, because maybe I wasn't cut out for the road. Maybe I wasn't cut out for driving. And honestly, I really thought that was going to be the way I go. Like, I was so dramatic when it came to driving. It made me so nervous. And honestly, it still does. I don't like to drive. Driving puts me in a not good mood. And if you go back to the episode where I'm talking about my new job, I do hit on the subject of when I was door dashing and doing Instacart, and I was constantly in my car every day, and it made me so angry. Like, I don't care to drive. Ever. I know a lot of you are probably sitting there like, oh my gosh, Deanna, you have a kid. Please tell me you don't drive with your kid. I do. But I'm a responsible driver with my kid. I do not purposely break road laws. When I'm by myself, that is a different story. But I am extremely safe with Amelia. Amelia is safe with me. And I would never, ever, ever do anything to put her in danger when it came to my vehicle. Me, on the other hand, if there's a curb in the way, I'm gonna get over it my own way. Another thing I struggle with and have always struggled with, obviously you might be able to tell a little bit, I have major road rage. Like, it's bad. One of my favorite stories that an old friend of mine from Florida has shared with me, when she was in the car with me, we were driving, and I got so angry at someone that she said she could literally see the veins in my neck because I was screaming so loud at them. And I believe her, because that's something I would do when it came to the car. So some days I think I'm cut out for driving, and then other days I don't. I get so, and I can be a little petty on the road too. Like, there's this one time that, well, not just one time, it's probably happened multiple times, but this truck didn't like what I was doing, so he honked at me, and then he drove past me, and he gave me the bird, and I looked at him, and I started going like this. Honk, honk. Like, if you flip me off, you're a big semi-truck. I think it's in the road laws that you have to honk your horn if someone pumps their arm. Is that a thing? I am pretty sure I have stress lines. Actually, I know. Let me look. I got a mirror. I have stress lines from just driving. There's a car honking outside. That was stressful. That's another thing. I hate when people honk their horns. Santiago all the time will be in the passenger seat, and if someone cuts me off or does something, he'll be like, honk your horn. And I'm like, no, that's so aggressive. And Santiago's like, since when do you care about aggression when you're driving? I never, ever, ever want someone to think that I'm an angry driver. However, if you catch me in my fit of road rage, you might see me as a different person. And a big question I ask myself a lot is, should I honestly be driving? Like, should I put myself through all this? And the reality is yes, because I need to drive to go to work. I need to drive to get groceries. I need to drive to go to my parents' house. I need to drive to get places, I can't just constantly be scared of being in my car and driving. One thing that I try to tell myself, honestly, every day is that God did not create fear. Isn't that crazy? When you think about everything that God has created, you never really think about the bad things. And his intention is not for us to be fearful. His intention is for us to look to him and to find strength in him so that fear doesn't overcome us. I don't want to be overcome by fear every time I sit in my car, And this is actually the best point of this whole episode. I love getting in my car because I have the best worship sessions and the best prayer sessions when I'm alone in my car. If I'm having a bad day, I just legit blast music so loud that Santiago would probably kill me if he heard it because I'm going to blow his speakers one day. But I have my best peace and calm moments in the place that gives me the most anxiety. What? Isn't that crazy? Like, you can be in the place that you hate the most, but God will show you why he's in the center of it and why you're supposed to be there in the first place. And I know that's like a weird thing to say about sitting in my car. Like, why does God want me in my car? But maybe God wants me in my car, driving in my car, so I can have those worship sessions. And so I can dig deeper, and get closer to God in those special ways. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe I'm not, but at the end of the day, like, this car, it's not my favorite place to be, but it has provided many, many moments of faith and many moments of growth towards God for me, and if I ever have a bad day, like, I know I can come to my car and blast music and worship and sing and just be me, and no one, everyone might see it, but no one can bother me. Like, this is my time. Let me have my time. And so even though my car is not my most favorite place to be, it's probably one of the most important places for me. And it has proved to be one of the most important places in my faith. One of the most important places for me to grow in my faith. And I think that's how I manage a lot of my stress too. If I'm anxious or worried or scared, like, I know that I can come in my car and blast music, and I know that no matter where I am, God is listening, but I can just immerse myself in my own thoughts and my own prayers, and no one can hear it. Like, literally, it's just me, myself, and I in this car with God in the passenger seat. Wow. That was cute. God is always in my passenger seat. Hello, what is that? That's cool. I'm driving the way, but God's right there telling me not to go over that curb. Like I said earlier, it's a healthy fear. People don't like driving. Like, that's normal. And it may sound crazy to some people, but I don't like driving. I don't like being in my car. It gives me not good feelings. But I can't avoid it. I can't avoid my fear. I have to face my fear. And that's something that I think we should try to do all the time in our life. We should always try to face our fears and be better and grow and just be the best that we can be. So, I know after a worship session, I feel good. I'm ready to take on the day, And, if there's some people out there that have a weird fear of their car like I do, you're not alone. But also remember that there are other healthy fears that you can have or other normal fears that people have. And you're not alone in that either. So if you have a strange fear, but it's a fear that you know you can overcome, or if there's a place that gives you anxiety that you're constantly in anyway, like, tell me about it. Because I feel like this is a weird situation where, obviously I just explained it to you, but I feel like it could be considered a weird situation. So if you go through something like that, let me know, because I honestly want to hear about it. Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by in this very original and strange episode. I told you it was going to be different, and it was different. But there are other places that I'm going to be in, and you're going to be questioning, like, why the heck is she there? And I'm going to tell you all about it. Promise. But like I said, this is the beginning of a very special, fun, individual series. It's not going to be every episode, obviously, and it's not going to be continuous. Like, it's going to happen when I feel like the time is right. And this was just the right time for my car, obviously. We had a crazy busy week last week. Just a lot of work with Santiago's recruiter and just trying to get ready for the life that we're going to be living. But there are a couple good things that happened this week. One of the good things, oh my gosh, guys, this is awesome. Look at this cup that Santiago got me. There's bananas on it. It's a banana cup. What? That's the best. It's a banana cup, and I'm very excited about it, and that's just a good thing because it's just funky, and I just like funky things. So that's a good thing. Another good thing that happened this week is that we got to spend time together. Santiago, me, and Amelia got to spend time together as a family, which doesn't happen as often as we would like, but when it does happen, it's awesome. It's an awesome time. And then I got over a sickness. Obviously, you could hear it in my voice because I sound like a man. But I got over a sickness, and now I just sound like a man. So I'm feeling a lot better, and God is good because of it. But God is good because of everything he does. So that's what's great about him. I hope you guys have a great week, and I can't wait to see you guys and talk to you guys again next week. Until then, if you could go like, subscribe, follow, comment on any platforms that the podcast is on. And I just hope you guys have a really good week. Smile, because today is a good day. Bye.